Hi, we are going to talk about how to write equations of lines. First of all, we need to know three different forms. So we have something called the slope-intercept form, which uses the slope of the line and its y-intercept, which is y equals mx plus b. And the good thing about that, it's unique for each line. We have point slope form, which is going to use the slope and a point on that line. This is the form y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. You can have multiple equations for that line because for any point that you're going to have in the same slope, you're going to have a different equation. And then we have also something called standard form, which is used a lot in linear algebra, which is ax times by equals c. You can also have multiple equations here. So a lot of times we're going to go for slope-intercept form because it's the unique form, although you may have sometimes problems where different forms is being used or being asked for. So let's start with a simple example. This is where we have to write an equation of a line using slope-intercept form, and the graph is given to us. So what can we gather from this graph? This graph crosses the y-axis at 4, so the y-intercept is 0, 4. We can see that the slope of this line is going to be 2 over 1, which is 2. So the slope is 2. And the equation is going to be y equals 2x plus 4. And we're done. For this line, 1, 2, 3, the y-intercept is 0, 3. The slope here is going to be a negative number because the line is going down. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So negative 4 over 5. And our equation is going to be y equals negative 4 over 5 x plus 3. And we're done with that. So it's pretty simple. I'm going to do a few more where you have the same kind of information but given to you instead of a graph. So we have the slope of 1/2. Have a y-intercept 0, negative 4. We need slope-intercept form. Y equals 1/2 x minus 4. Write an equation where the slope of the line is negative 2, the y-intercept is 0, 3. So that's m. This is our b. So y is going to be negative 2x plus 3. And our last example here, the slope is 1/3. The y-intercept is 0, 2. The equation is going to be y equals 1/3 x plus 2. So that should be pretty easy. All right, let's move on. What do you do when you are not given the y-intercept? Then you use point slope form. That's what it's for. So in point slope form, we identify this as x1, y1. This is going to be our slope. And we always set it up. I want to remind you, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So let's plug it all in. It's going to be y minus negative 4 equals negative 2 times x minus 1. Correct? So now this is not the form that we're looking for. We need the slope-intercept form. So let's go ahead and simplify this side, distribute here. Negative 2 times negative 1 is plus 2. And subtract 4. Our equation is going to be y equals negative 2x minus 2. Example 7. Again, when you're given the point, the slope, we need slope-intercept form. This is x1, y1. Regardless of which form you need, this is how you start this problem. So y minus negative 2 equals 1/2 x minus 4. Y plus 2 equals 1/2 x plus, minus 1/2 times 4 is 2. Subtract 2. Y equals 1/2 x minus 4. And that takes care of that. Alright, the most advanced of these problems is when the 2 points are given and you need to figure out the slope first. So when you're given 2 points, first thing that every line is going to need is the slope. So we're going to need to find the slope first. So the slope is going to be the change in y, negative 3 minus negative 7, divided by the change in x, 4 minus 2. So it's going to be negative 3 minus negative 7 is giving us 4 divided by 2, and the slope is 2. So what do you do now? Now you can use either one of the 2 points. So if I use this point for -3, my equation is going to be y plus 3, y minus -3, right, equals 2 times x minus 4. This is the equation. I'm going to get y plus 3 equals 2x minus 8. I'm going to get y equals 2x minus 11. So this is that. What's going to happen if you use the second point instead of this one? Your point slope form is going to look like this. Y plus 7 equals 2 times x minus 2. So it does look different from this. However, if you continue with this, you are going to get exactly the same equation. You don't need to write both of them. You don't need to do it both ways. One is enough. This is just to show you that it's going to be giving you the same answer regardless of which of the 2 points you're going to use. Let's talk a little bit about, really quick, about standard form. So if I take this equation, what I need to do for standard form, x and y need to be on the same side. So if I subtract 2x here, I'm going to get one possible equation, which is going to be this one. That's one possibility. Is this the only one? Absolutely not. You can take this equation and you can multiply it by, for example, -2. If I multiply this equation by -2 times -2, then my equation is going to be 4 minus 4x minus 2y equals 22. Why -2? Sometimes you have to multiply equations by a specific number to accomplish certain goals. This is something that a course in linear algebra is going to help you, or if you're going to do anything with matrices. Okay, so that's a possibility, that's a possibility. You can multiply the equation by another number and you're going to get yet a different equation. Alright, let's take a look at another problem. So here we have another line that passes through 2 given points. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the slope first. This is always something that you're going to need. So we're going to do -1 minus 1 divided by -4 minus -8, which is going to give us -2 over 4, and that's going to give us -1/2. And I'm not going to do it with both points, I'm just going to use one. Let's say I'm going to use the first point. So y minus -1 equals -1/2 times x minus -4. Y plus 1 equals -1/2 times x plus 4. Y plus 1 equals -1/2 x minus 2. Y equals -1/2 x minus 3. And this is going to be our equation. If I want to write this in standard form, what I would do here, well, first of all, I'm going to move. So if I take this equation and I add 1/2 x to both sides, then I'm going to get 1/2 x plus y equals -3. What we typically do with the standard form, we don't like to see fractions there. So if I multiply this equation by 2, I will be able to eliminate the fraction. It's not required, but it's certainly helpful. So 1/2 x times 2 gives you x. 2 times y is 2y and equals -6. This is a possible equation, but again, remember, standard forms, there are a multitude of them. There's no one correct answer for standard form. Alright, we're going to rewrite now equations that are given in standard form and slope-intercept form. This is a very simple process. So you're given equation in standard form. 2x plus 3y equals -6. The first thing we do is we need to get rid of the x. We're going to subtract x. Please be careful here, you cannot combine these two terms, they're not like terms. We're going to get 3y equals -2x minus 6. We usually put x first, and after that we divide everything by 3. And our equation is going to be y equals -2/3 x. 6 divided by 3 is 2, minus 2. Okay, it's a very simple process. So let's do it with this example 11. We got -4x plus 5y equals 10. We are going to add 4x to both sides. Again, careful, no like terms here. They're going to be two separate terms. 5y equals 4x plus 10. Divide by 5. Y equals 4/5 x plus 10 divided by 5 is 2. And this is going to be that. So it's a pretty simple process to convert from standard form to slope-intercept form. You're basically solving this equation for y. And that's all you need to do. Going the other way is a little bit different, but it's not something that we're going to work with right now. Okay, special cases. Here's what you need to know. The line, when the slope is 0, this line is going to be a horizontal line. You just need to know that. Every horizontal line is going to have an equation in the form y equals a number. What number? The number is going to be determined by the y value. So we have two coordinates here, x and y. We want to write an equation of a line that passes through this point, and the slope is going to be 0, which means it's going to be a horizontal line. So what we do is we write y equals 7. Yes, it is as simple as that. It does not require any work if you know how to do it. Can you actually do it the way we did it earlier by substituting the slope of 0 into an equation? Yes, you can. It is more work, and it is unnecessary work. And you will be able to do it. You'll get the correct answer by doing more steps. But here's a problem where you can do it. So we have an equation. We need an equation of the line that passes through force 7, same point, and whose slope is undefined. Well, undefined slope means the line is going to be vertical. And for a vertical line, the equation is going to be form x equals a number. So now it's x equals a number. And here's the problem. If in problem 12 you could take slope of 0 and substitute that into point slope form and work with that way, which is fine. In this problem you're not going to be able to do it because your slope is undefined. You don't have a number. So you don't really have another choice. But it is, again, a very simple step, very simple process, and it's a single step thing. X equals the x coordinate. X equals 4. And that's as simple as it is. Even though sometimes students are intimidated by these problems, they are actually very easy to do. And I hope this helps.